Hi there. Hey there, guys in internet land, and this is the Mad Professor. And here I am sitting in my luxury apartment, my luxury penthouse suite in northern Iraq. And here is my trusty advisor, Shaggy. Shaggy, say hello. Well, he doesn't help out much, but behind the scenes, he's very useful. Anyway, so here I am. I'm about a couple 100 miles perhaps from the Iranian border. And we got some interesting things going on these days with missiles and drones flowing overhead. Um, Theoretically, some could be flowing over my head at some point or another, but I think most of them are going further south over Baghdad or in between here and Baghdad. Um, I, I just don't know what to say these days because it seems like, you know, our orange taco commander in chief has this bizarre ability to just do the most insane things and he gets away with it because apparently at least a full third of the American population is so enamored with him that they will go with him down to hell rather than admit that anything is wrong. So now he said he was going to make a decision within 2 weeks, which is his standard reply to about anything he doesn't want to make a decision about, right? I mean, so Trump is stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? He doesn't want to go to war with Iran because that would violate, the premise that he's like a peace loving president and he doesn't love wars. On the other hand, he has to service his, Netanyahu, hardcore Israeli. Um, I don't know if you want to call it a base, but whatever. I mean, it's not really Israeli base. What he's really appealing to is not the Jewish um, lobby in the United States. It's the evangelical lobby. I mean, this is what non-Americans don't understand. American evangelicals are fixated on the idea that they are the real Jews. They are the ones. In the Bible it says 144,000 Jews will go to heaven. It's the Jews who will go to heaven. They believe they are the Jews who will go to heaven. They don't actually believe that the people in Israel were the Jewish, self-claimed Jewish or Palestinian, Arab, Christian. They don't believe it's them, the American evangel. They're the 144,000. Anyway, this is something that you know most people will not understand because they do not understand how insane the American evangelical movement is, right? And this goes back, hundreds of years to the Israelite movement that was very popular in England and America that claimed that the English and the Americans were somehow descended from the original tribes of Israel. So therefore, they are the real Jews. Anyway, with that said, they all believe that you have to have the idea of a greater Jerusalem, a greater Judea, a greater Israel has to become true. So that's why they support Israel. They don't care about the Jews per se or the people who call themselves Jews, right? Because they are They believe they are the original Jews. Anyway, so here we are, um, close enough to Iran that I could get in a car and drive there in a couple hours, and that an Iranian drone could buzz over my head within a few minutes. Um, so, what do I think about this war? I gotta say, I don't have personally. I don't care. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, the Israeli government and the Iranian government are equally insane. And as an American, I cannot claim any point of privilege on that point, since we have the most insane person in our White House. And there seems to be nothing to stop him from doing whatever he wants, except, perhaps the courts, to the extent that they are able to hold up and until they are all replaced by Trump appointees. And he's already said that he's not going to be fooled this time. Last time he kind of had an agreement that he would get to be president and play around all the president stuff, and Mitch McConnell and the Federalist Society would pick all the judges, and he was like, "Yeah, judges, smudges, who cares?" And then after he was ignominiously kicked out, according to him, whatever, cheated or whatever. He started to realize, hold on, these judges are kind of important. What they say goes. So now he's like, if I'm going to appoint the judge, he's got to be my judge, and he's going to do what I say. He's going to be 100% Trump loyalist. We'll see what happens with that. Will a 100% Trump loyalist judge get approved by the Senate? You know, Seriously, if it happens before the midterms, it's very possible, because the Senate Republicans are so scared of Trump that they will vote in Bozo the Clown as a Supreme Court judge, um, rather than risk being primaried by MAGA. But there are some signs of weakness. I mean, this Iran thing is one. We got the amazing thing where Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's like the MAGA mama, um, is actually criticizing Trump. It's kind of amazing. And Tucker Carlson. I mean, these are people that, frankly, normally anything they hate, I would love, but because they're attacking Trump or Trumpism in some way, I'm not going to say, as the Arabs say, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. Well, it doesn't go that far, right? I don't forgive that easy. I still haven't forgiven Michael Myers for telling us in 2000 that there was no difference between Gore and Bush. I mean, I don't forgive that shit. So, MTG and Tucker C, you're not going to get into my good book so easily. But, let's see what happens. Hopefully, I'm assuming what will happen is that Trump, as usual, will taco out. He will, he'll be like, well, I don't know what to do. And Iran and Israel will, shower missiles on each other. Sure, it's not good for all the innocent people there, but you can't blame anybody else but Netanyahu and the Ayatollah because these people are insane and they believe in killing their own citizens rather than doing the right thing. That's all I can say, right? So these are people who are like Adolf Hitler. They don't care about their own populations. They don't care about the people they're supposed to represent, right? They just want to follow their right wing fantasies and their hatred. And, the sad thing is, they get reelected just like Donald Trump. These hate mongers, people who advocate hate, unfortunately, this appeals to a big chunk of the electorate, right? A big chunk of the electorate. They just want nice, simple answers. Those people are evil. We're good. I'll give you free gasoline. I'll give you cheap groceries. The prices will drop by magic because I'll wave a magic wand and Santa Claus still exists. And these people are so stupid. They are so anal retentive. They will vote for whoever tells them that they will get whatever they want in their fantasies, right? And then they'll be disappointed and they'll be like, but I thought I'd still get my FEMA and I'd still get my Medicare and I'd still have my illegal alien workers so I could exploit them. Um, but, they don't. But yet, in 4 years, guaranteed, they will still be voting for Donald Trump because he gives them the hatred. He gives them what they want, which is somebody to blame for all their stupid life decisions, right? And as somebody who's made a lot of stupid life decisions, I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, own up to your own stupidity. Well, that's all I got for you today. You have a nice day, and then, share this if you want. Don't share if you don't want because you're a bunch of losers anyway. And bye bye.